Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your April 2016 tarot reading. As we start out, I like to point out that I use the Thoth deck just in case anybody is curious. It's my favorite deck, that's the one I always use. I have already shuffled the cards, got them laid out, and that will save us some time in the reading. The way I lay out the cards, this is how Sagittarius will be going into the month of April. And this is the first of the month for you. This is the first of the month to the middle of the month. These cards are the middle of the month to the end of the month. These cards are considered advice from the spiritual world, and these cards are the things that will be out of your control. So, okay, Sagittarius, let's see where we are going to go for the month of April 2016. You start out with the Ace of Cups, which is productiveness, beauty, pleasure, happiness. That's a good card to start out with. Princess of Wands, a young woman, individualist, brilliant, daring. She's going to be in your life at the first of the month. And then you have the Ten of Discs, which is material prosperity, of building up. So this is a good place to start. It really is. I mean, you've got productiveness, pleasure, happiness, material prosperity, things. You're going into the month of April in a really, really good position. As we start into the month, the first card is the Knight of Swords. A man active, skillful, clever. He's often unreflective. So he's going to be in your life at the first of the month as well. And then you have the Ace of Swords, which is invoked force, strength through trouble, conquest. Basically, the happiness here is, as you're going into the middle of the month, you're going to have some problems arise. Okay, and these are invoked. This doesn't just naturally flow into your life. You stand up and start a fight. That's not necessarily a bad thing. There are things in this world worth fighting for. And of course, anything worth fighting for is worth fighting dirty for. But you start it. You start the conflict. It's invoked. And you're the one who gets up and bites the bear. And here, as we're into the middle of the month, is where the bear bites back. Okay, this is oppression. It's cruelty, malice, repression. So you're in a conflict here. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, because I mean sometimes you just got to have a fight. And this is going into the middle of the month, and into the middle of the month. Here, this is still the middle of the month. You have the Hanged Man, which is redemption through sacrifice, enforced sacrifice. That means for this trouble that you started, you're going to pay a price. Okay, but for that price, you gain redemption. It was worth fighting for. Your soul is redempted for this, because I mean, it was a struggle that you're going through. This is just the middle of the month. It's got struggles going on, and you pay a price for those struggles, but you get redemption from it. So it's obviously going to be something that's worth fighting for. For the rest of the month, you go out with the Four of Discs, which is law and order, success, skill. And then you have the Empress, which is good fortune, happiness, pleasure. Okay, so you start out in a really good place. Here going into the middle of the month, I mean, the first of the month is looking great. Going into the middle of the month, you have troubles, you have conflicts. You start them yourself. I mean, it's not something that somebody's going to bring to you. It's something that you are going to stand up and just bite the bear. You pay a price for that, but you get redemption. And then for the rest of the month, things go great. I mean, it's not a great reading. I hate giving people bad news that there's trouble on the horizon, but I just read the cards like they fall. So good luck with that little bit of trouble you're going to have. Let's see what advice it's giving. The Devil, blind impulse, temptation, obsession. Be careful of the temptations here. I mean, it's just warning you to be careful. Then you have the Seven of Discs, which is promises unfulfilled, hopes deceived, sloth, which is probably, again, why you're probably going to get into this fight. But then you've got the Three of Wands, virtue, success after struggle, the realization of hope. So you have success after struggle here. And you do have a bit of a struggle in the middle of the month, but you're successful afterward. And I mean, there's realization of hope involved. So things are going to work out in your favor. Down here we have the things that are out of your control. The Two of Wands, dominion, which is boldness, courage, fierceness. That means whatever the fight is, you're not going to back down. Those will be out of your control during the month. Then you have satiety, the Ten of Cups, peacemaking and generosity, matters arranged and settled as wished. So if the matters are arranged and settled as wished, as you want them to be, okay, that's why the rest of the month is going to go so well, because even though it's trouble and even though it's costing you a price, it's settled the way you want them to be settled. And then you have the Ace of Discs, which is material gain, wealth, contentment. It's how you're starting out, it's how you're closing out. I mean, it's not that bad of a reading. It's just say in the middle of the month is when you're going to have your troubles this month. You know, so be careful of that. It's going to cost you, but you're going to gain redemption from that cost, and then everything just goes great. So there you go, Sagittarius. That was an interesting reading. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. That way you'll be notified when the May readings come out. We'll see how those go. Until then, this is Mr. Whoopi. Thank you for watching.